This clip is brought to you by VegasWinners.com. Get expert sports betting advice from some of the best handicappers in the world. Head on over to VegasWinners.com and win yourself some money.
So Raw, that particular Raw, does a $63,000 gate. There's 3,923 paying fans. We should mention around this same time, Neville Meyer and Linda McMahon are named co-CEOs in an organizational depth chart change. Meyer's first act is cutting some front office members, and we'll run through that, but we haven't spent a lot of time talking about Meyer. What can you tell us?
There's not a lot to say about Neville. He wasn't around that long. Neville Meyer was someone that was in a lot of the, when we would have big meetings and stuff, Neville would be a part of those meetings and would kind of sit either in the back row, off of the main conference table, or kind of away from everyone. And no one ever, it was weird, man. He never introduced himself. No one ever went over and introduced himself to him and said, "Who are you?" But I'm one of those people that if I walk into a room and I'm going into a meeting and I don't know the people in the room, I go over and I introduce myself and I ask them, "Who are you?" Okay, great. If I know the name, but I don't know the face, okay, great. Or if I don't know who the hell they are and why they're there, I get that information. But I had gone over to introduce myself to Neville, and he's like, "Hello, I'm Neville Meyer," and that was it. And so then I asked Vince afterwards. I'm like, "Who the hell is this Neville Meyer, and why is he in all of our meetings now?" And Neville was a guy that he had produced some movies, executive producer of some movies, worked with movie studios, and been all over the world, actually, doing a lot of things. But his expertise, I think, more than anything that was attractive, was his Hollywood ties and connections to that industry, but also had a reputation for taking companies public and being able to recognize if a company could go public and be able to help with the infrastructure to do that. And that's what Neville was brought in to do, was to basically take a look at the company, see if we had the potential to go public, and then maneuver it to the point that we would be able to go public.
These days he's running Housewares America, but his LinkedIn shows that he was co-CEO from 96 to 98. I guess he started out as a consultant in April of 1996. But one of his first tasks is to cut some front office members. Let's run through some of these names, see if any ring a bell. I'm going to butcher this first one. Osbert de Aker?
No. Osbert de Arce.
Okay.
Or as Vince would say, now you're looking at the way the name is written, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The way Osbert introduced it was Osbert de Arce.
Yeah. Vince
would call him Alspert.
With a P.
And Vince would actually get pissed in front of Osbert and say, "No, it's Alspert." And I just look at him and go, "Well, Osbert says it's Osbert." And then Osbert would babyface his way out. "Oh, you can say it any way you want to. So however the fuck you want to say his Conrad, any way you want to say his name, have at it."
So what did he do?
Osbert?
What was his role? What was he doing for the company, his organization? What did he do? His job?
God, well, I don't know what he did. I think his title was like Vice President of International Marketing and Promotion, maybe, or he was Vice President of Marketing and Promotion. And he's the one that we had the very detailed talk and where I always quote about there's a big difference between a marketer and a promoter. A marketer goes by a plan and markets. A promoter promotes and gets out there and does grassroots, making people aware of an event and promotes the shit out of it. A marketer will, a lot of times, they'll follow a book and follow a plan. It's a subtle difference, but there is a difference. And Osbert was he looked like Ricky Ricardo. apparently spoke like 11 languages. A suave guy. Some people, I think, kind of looked at him as a bit of a, I don't want to use the word con man, but they looked at him as a smooth operator that wasn't always, I think after the fact, as it went through his background, some of it didn't add up after the fact. But a nice guy, a very nice guy. He was the kind of guy that could walk into pretty much any room anywhere in the world and immediately start talking to people and kind of fit in. He looked like somebody, man. Like I say, he looked like Ricky Ricardo.
Lee Barstow, he's also shown the door.
Lee Barstow. Lee was, by that time, I think that Lee was in charge of marketing. Best of my recollection, I can picture Lee's face, but I think he was in marketing.
What about your old pal, Chris Burt?
Who?
Ed DeLong?
Oh, Ed DeLange.
Okay.
Ed DeLange was international television. And he was another slick guy. He came with Osbear. Real smart kid, young guy, extremely bright. I thought he was pretty competent and extremely bright.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe this is real, but we not only got a handicapper, but we got the best ever. How are you so good at handicapping these games? I mean, 4-0, that's quite a streak already.
Well, let's talk about every pick I've given this year in the NFL as an example. 23-8. Every pick I've given this year. 4 weeks in the bag, 23-8. There's nobody in the country that can match what I do, but I always make sure, because anybody, Conrad, could make up anything. They could tell you and blow smoke and tell you, oh, I'm the greatest. But I am independently monitored and documented, so nobody could ever question what I say and go, I don't believe it. I send every pick to an independent monitoring and documentation service that has to get the pick before the game goes off and then publishes it after the game goes off so anybody can see what I gave. But this is the best start I've ever had. I've never been this good to start a season. You don't win every week, 4 weeks in a row, everything you put out. It's been the kind of year I've had. So get on a hot streak, because when a guy's on a hot streak like me, you want to ride it. I've always had a talent for picking winners. Never quite as hot as I am right now, but I've always been very good at it. And I think it's because I do more homework than anybody else. The average guy or gal watching this podcast, they don't have time. They have a career. They have jobs. They might read the newspaper or go online and see something, but they don't have time 80 hours a week to study the games. That's what I do. And I have a crew of guys behind me, my consultants, who every week we get together 3 times a week and they throw their ideas at me. I throw my ideas at them. And then I pick the final 5 plays on Saturday and Sunday in college and pro football. So, I've got a great team behind me too, but we're all doing together hundreds of hours of homework. So you don't have to. It's all at vegaswinners.com.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to vegaswinners.com right now. Let's win some money.
But I also look at that. There was a guy, probably not on this list, Wayne Duband, who really was in my estimation, really helped us a lot with international television and international stuff. And Wayne Duband was the one that brokered the deal with Simon Cowell and his partner to do the Slam Jam albums in the UK. And Wayne was in there, but Wayne was kind of ostracized from that group and kind of operated around it and actually got things done. But Ed DeLange was an international TV guy, I'm pretty sure.
And last but certainly not least, what about Bob Mitchell? What did old Bob do?
Not a clue.
Okay.
Does it say?
No, just says they're front office people.
I don't know Bob Mitchell.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.